In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, truly and verily all praise is due to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we seek only His help and His forgiveness. We also seek refuge in Allah from the evil of our nafs. And the nafs is the carnal desires. It is your lust. And Allah said that the nafs is declined to do su except by the rahmah, except by the mercy of Allah. Allah said in the Quran, Ati Allah wa Rasul ala quturhamun. Obey Allah and obey the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that you may be of those who obtain rahmah. We also seek refuge in Allah from the sayyati Amaanee, those actions, those deeds that are not sanctioned by Allah in the Quran, and those deeds of those actions that are not sanctioned by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Sunnah. Those who Allah wills to be guided to Islam, we say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that Allah bless us to be among the Muslimin. Those who Allah wills to be guided to Islam, no one can lead them astray. And those who Allah wills to be led astray, no one can guide. We bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the one God who has no partners. And we bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a slave of the messenger, Amma Abba. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith that barely the best speech is the speech of Allah in the Quran. And the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Sunnah. And the worst of all matters pertaining to this deen or this religion are those things that are innovated by the people. For all innovation leads to bid'ah, all bid'ah leads to dalala, all dalala is an nar, which is a fire. So we seek refuge in Allah from that fire. We say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, wa fil akhirati hasana, wa qina adhab an-nar, ya Allah, ameen. We say, Lord, give us good in this life. Lord, give us good in the next life. Give us good in the next life. And save us from the punishment of the fire, ya Allah, ameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that those who strive to obtain knowledge, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the tariq of Jannah, He'll make it easy. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to make our path to Jannah easy. Also the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that those who strive to obtain knowledge, that every second, every hour that you are in the cause of studying, that you are like a Mujaahid on the battlefield. So every time you're acquiring knowledge, you're like a soldier. Okay? The Mujaahid, or shall I say the scholar, or shall I say the Mujaahid, is not just the warrior. The Mujaahid is the scholar, because it's the scholar that knows he must be a warrior. You understand that? So every warrior is really a scholar, because the scholar is the one that knows that he must be a warrior. Okay? Knowledge. So every time in the battlefield, or every time we're in this ta'aleem, or we're trying to advocate knowledge, then Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we're like Mujahideen on the battlefield. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with that reward. Do you guys know the reward of the Mujahideen? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that those who go strive in the cause of Allah, they go fight in the cause of Allah, even if they just get their feet dirty in the cause of Allah, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that the hellfire won't touch them. You ain't got to shoot no bullet. You ain't got to do nothing. You just got your feet dirty. You went over there and got your feet dirty. The Prophet Muhammad said you will get the reward as if you fought the Jihad. A lot of rewards to the Mujahideen. Also the one who dies in the cause of Allah. Remember, the Mujahideen is the one who fights in the cause of Allah only to establish La ilaha illallah. Not for no blood, no crip, no north side, no west side. A Mujahid is the one who strives to establish La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. If we die or if we fight for anything other than La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, if we fight for our color, we fight for nationality, we fight for our country, we fight over something that has nothing to do with La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, or protecting our family, then we will die in the state of Jahiliyyah. We will die and go to the hellfire. So anything that you fight, it must be for kalimatullahu ulya, for the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be uppermost. Also, those who die in the cause of Allah, they get the reward of 73 virgin wives. 73 virgin wives. And they get to intercede for 73 members of their family. The Mujahid, when he dies in the cause of Allah, he or she will not fear death. You won't feel it. So you see the people that get killed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they don't even feel that. He said that the only they feel like the water dripping through a faucet. That's how the soul comes out of the body of the Mujahid. He said if you take a piece of hair and you pull it out of some butter. That's how the soul comes out the body of a Mujaahid. He don't feel nothing like a pinch. These are the rewards of the one who dies in the cause of Allah. You have no reckoning in the grave for the one who dies in the cause of Allah. You go straight to the Jannah, those who die in the cause of Allah. Also, we're told in the hadith that those who die in the cause of Allah, that their souls is in the body of green birds in paradise, eating from the fruits of Jannah for the Mujahideen. So we wonder why some people, they have a lot of encouragement in going to the battlefield. Man, there's a lot of rewards. Allah's supposed to tell us all types of things will be in green silk, goblets, gold, diamonds, riding and climbing, reclining on thrones. These are for the Mujahideen. The Prophet Muhammad said, there are 100 parts of the Jannah, specifically for the Mujahideen, only for them. The only thing higher than the Firdaus, or the only thing higher than the reward of those who die in the cause of Allah, is the throne of Allah. So we strive to be of those, inshallah. When we say, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, Sirat al-Ladina Namta alayhim, we're saying Allah got us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have bestowed your ni'mah and favors upon. Remember, we talked about that. Chapter 4, verse 69. We're asking Allah to make us to be like the martyrs, the Siddiqeen, Shuhada, Salihin. Remember? So even in the Fatiha, you're asking Allah for the best, you'll be a martyr if you didn't know. So to be a martyr, or one who puts his life on the line in the cause of Allah, this is the greatest reward in the cause of Allah. Nothing is greater or higher than dying in the cause of Allah. Period. A man came to the Prophet Muhammad and said, is there any reward equivalent to dying or fighting in the cause of Allah? He said, the whole time that the guy goes out to the battlefield until he comes back, can you stand in prayer and fast and don't move? No one could do it. He said, there is no reward. There is no reward better than fighting in the cause of Allah. Jihad. That's a fact.